What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Hope you all are doing amazing. As you guys jump in, we got a lot of great things for you tonight. I believe, and I'll share this with you as we get going, but I believe this next 60 to 75 minutes will change the vision and the future of your understanding about Lavardi, but how to leverage LinkedIn and really how to scale going after those 10s, those 9s, those 8s, those entrepreneurs, the business people. How many of you, just out of curiosity and put in the chat, would love to go recruit A-listers, generals, the concept of recruiting one who bring in many? How would you like to be able to pinpoint on social media or LinkedIn rather, and actually go find your perfect avatar, whether it's people that run nonprofits, fundraisers, churches, organizations like booster clubs, or maybe even people that are exceptional sales individuals, or even people that are in charge of employee benefits, right? You guys hear us talking a lot about this. I am telling you right now, how many of you heard me teach a script that for cold market? Hey, I know we don't know each other, but I see you live in Topeka. It just so happens I'm growing my business in Topeka. How many of you guys have heard that script a million times? How would you like to learn how to connect with people on LinkedIn to their network and do specific searches to see who they know living in the area that you want to build, and so much more, and using the sales psychology and the script flow and everything that we're doing to grow a business in your market? Because I know a lot of you have reached out to me since last Saturday. You know I'm competitive, and my goal is to take my market, Jeff's market, to the number one market, right? And I'm assuming you want to do the same thing in your market. And what we're going to be doing here over the next several months leading up to our convention is going all out massive action in Arizona, because we live here. But what I love about what you're going to learn tonight is all the Jedi hacks and tricks that Jeff has done over the many years building a business for himself. And in Arizona, if you lived here, 9 out of 10 entrepreneurs know who Jeff Fagan is. You know, he's hooked up with the Sharon Lecters of the world, obviously the T. Harvs of the world, but all the people that write the books, Mark Victor Hansen, he lives out here. There's so many well-established people that know who this guy is. And so from me to you, here's what I would challenge you guys to do. I know this is going to be a bold statement, but I would turn off your TVs. I would turn off your distractions. I would grab a pen and a piece of paper, old school, and I would turn on your stinking cameras for this one, right? Obviously, if you're naked or in the shower or going to the restroom, please keep them on. I've experienced that and I don't want to see it. But if you are in an area where you're not driving, out of respect to Jeff and us and yourself, you're going to pay attention more. Turn your damn camera on. All right, you're an entrepreneur, you're a business owner, and so plug into what we're doing. And I would encourage you to reach out to affiliates that you've enrolled, you've been working with, your team's been working with, and get them on this. Now, I am recording it. I've had about 20 people reach out to me saying, hey, will it be recorded? First of all, you never have to ask that, because I always record in this day and age, because obviously I want more and more people to see this. So you never have to call and ask me, are you going to record it? For everybody else, yes. For you, no. Right? That's just my answer these days. And so understand something. You're going to learn a lot today. And I will, I'll chime in here and there. But Jeff, you guys, if you didn't get a chance to meet him last Saturday, this guy is the trainer's trainer. He has the heart of gold. He's built personal development courses and training all over the globe with his right-hand man, T. Harv Eker. And he's just mastered LinkedIn and the psychology. And prior to the company that we're all in together today, years ago, I was in a credit repair company. And as you can imagine, I was going after realtors, mortgage professionals, financial planners, divorce attorneys, bankruptcy attorneys. And I was specifically targeting these people because they all work with people that have less than perfect credit. Would you guys agree with that? And so I implemented that system that Jeff created. And this company I was in was established for over 10, 12 years. And I was always in the top 5 in new business every single month from exactly what Jeff taught us. How many of you guys would like to be able to do the same thing? The other thing I'm going to point out is this before you get started, is this course will not start till July 10th. It's a Wednesday, and it'll be 8 Wednesdays in a row. Between now and then, I would highly encourage you to use this training that he's going to share with you, but what he's going to be going over as a lead magnet to get people into Vardy long term. You can reach out to other business owners and entrepreneurs and share this recording with them. I'll edit this first part out, obviously, but I'll edit out to where he gets started. But my point is I'll send you a video on my YouTube channel where you can send this out to other entrepreneurs, and then they'll be able to get our promo and our discount, and you can use that into a lead magnet to build the know, like, and trust to get them into your Lavardi business. How many of you guys like that idea? So you're going to have almost 40 days to really leverage this tool, what you're going to learn over the next 60 minutes to get as many people in your business. But I will tell you, from me to you, 100% of my recruiting efforts for business builders, affiliates, is going into LinkedIn. And I don't know if Katrina's on here. She's probably freaking out that I said that. And then 100% of my getting my customers is going to be on, the Facebook groups where we're in and all the different things that we're doing, because it's time to go get the quality to bring in the quantity. And so without any further ado, a lot of you guys know Jeff and I met many, many years ago, about 7 or 8 years ago now. And it was by God's plan, obviously, but the way it happened was amazing. And, his first 60 days working with me, he was on vacation. And he was our #1 producer because he learned the peak and pass, and he just started piquing people's interest, asking if they were open, got him lined up with me, got me on the phone, and, he tagged him, I bagged him, and he put in, 40, 50, 60 people in a very short period of time. And you're going to learn how he built the brand, how he used social media as far as LinkedIn goes to make all that happen. So without any further ado, give it up to my good buddy, Jeff Fagan.
Well, thank you, DJ. Thank you very much. And you guys, let's give up some love for DJ as well. We are so truly blessed to have DJ in our energy. He's like a 1 in a billion kind of guy. I'm sure all of you would agree with me on that. So thank you so much, DJ. I truly feel blessed that we were introduced, and you're an amazing person. And I think we all share that same sentiment. So thank you. So let me ask you guys a couple of questions. How many of you guys would like to be earning a lot more money? And hopefully I can see everybody's hands here. Good. All right. And how many of you guys would like to have a lot more fun while you're earning all this money? Hopefully you're going to raise your hands to that as well. Well, you're definitely in the right place. And I want to acknowledge you, and I want to thank you guys for showing up. I'm thrilled to death that we've got 54 people here on a Monday, a work day, and I'm sure there are some people over on the West Coast where it might be a little bit too early for them. But again, I think all of that really has a lot to do with DJ and DJ's efforts to promote this thing and get this thing. So I don't believe there are any accidents in the universe. There's an expression, 80% of all success is what? Showing up, right? And so what I want for you guys to do, really, honestly, is go ahead and pat yourself on your back right now and acknowledge yourself for showing up. It's really, you've done a great thing, so acknowledge yourself for that. Thank you. So real quickly, before we get into the training, anytime I do any coaching or speaking or training, I have 2 rules. And the first rule is this: don't believe a word I say. I always remind people of that. And the reason I say that is because I can only come from my own experience, and it doesn't make it true or false or right or wrong. It just makes it my experience. But whose experience is important here tonight? And I'm sure you would all agree it's your experience that's important, right? So all I can tell you guys is that the principles and the ideas that we're going to be talking about tonight have transformed my life and have now transformed the lives of literally thousands and thousands of people. And I'm convinced beyond any shadow of a doubt, I know this to be true, that if you learn these principles I'm going to be sharing with you and actually do them, it's not just learning them, it's the doing, right? then I believe your life will be transformed too. So hopefully all of you guys are willing to be open for the next hour or so. And if you are, just if in the chat, just type in the word open if you would, please. Okay, very good. That's rule number one. Now, rule number two is, since we're all spending our precious time here, and I think all of us would agree that our time is precious, that again, how many of you guys, by show of hands, how many would like to learn faster? Raise your hand if you'd like to learn faster. Awesome. How many would like to remember more of what you learn? Terrific. How many would like to have more fun while you're learning? Raise your hand if you'd like to do that. Great. And the key to all that is this one word called participation. That's why DJ was suggesting that you take some notes, you video this stuff, you take away all distractions and just focus. And the key word is focus. Now, how many of you guys have noticed that I ask a lot of questions? Raise your hand if you've noticed I've asked a lot of questions. Because what do questions do? Questions hook the mind. Questions hook the mind, and I use a method of training called accelerated learning techniques or speed learning, and it involves hooking the mind. Now, how many of you guys would like to be earning a lot more money sooner rather than later? Raise your hand if you'd like to earn. You know what you're going to get good at doing over the next month or two or three? Asking questions. If you get great at asking questions, you will learn that every time you're asking questions, you are in control of a conversation. Isn't that true, guys? Who controls the conversation? The person asking the question or the person answering the question? And the person asking the questions always controls the conversation, and you can guide that conversation in any way you would like to, simply by learning how to ask some pre-planned questions. And I'm going to share with you a couple of pre-planned questions. When I first met DJ, I said, I'm leaving for San Diego for a month tomorrow. Why don't we check in after I get back? And DJ said, nah, I'm going to teach you what to say. Just ask these questions. If they're open, I'll take it the rest of the way. Pre-planned questions. You should write that down. Pre-planned questions. If you get great at asking pre-planned questions and just do it over and over again, you will get rich. You will become financially free. And on LinkedIn, you're asking the right people. So you're really going to meet a different type of person on LinkedIn. But the most important thing is to stay focused on the now. Stay in the present moment and participate in what you're doing. And if you're willing to participate for the rest of our training here together and have some fun while we're at it, please type in the word participate. That way we know that everybody's participating. And don't type it in unless you mean it, right? Part of some of the training that I do is we only say what we mean and we mean what we say. So don't say you're willing to participate if you've got a million other things you're doing in the background at the same time, right, guys? All right, so I'm going to actually share my screen here. Hopefully you guys can see my screen. And hopefully you guys, can you guys see that there's a picture of see that good looking guy over there? This picture was taken in San Diego, maybe 2 or 3 weeks after we had met. DJ came to my office in Phoenix on the last day of July, and I was leaving for San Diego for the month, and DJ came over, and by then I didn't even know, honest to God, guys, I honestly didn't know what the hell I was doing. All I knew was that I'd met this, look at this fun looking guy here, DJ. Doesn't he look like a happy camper, huh? And he was just crushing it at the time. And I honestly, all I knew was he gave me a link. Send this link to people and ask them if they be open. If they are, you send them the link. You follow up and see if they watched the video. If they did, say, you're so new, you don't even know anything about the company. Introduce them to me. I'll take it the rest of the way. A month later, I had a whole organization. I still didn't know what the hell I was doing. So, you know, this was at the very, very beginning. And I fell in love with this guy, DJ, as most of you guys who get to know him. If you don't know him, you will fall in love with him. He's a very, very, very special guy. And that's kind of like the beginning of DJ's and my relationship. And you can tell, how many of you guys could tell DJ's been working out? Hopefully all of you can. Okay, so we're going to get into today's training. And we're going to do the slideshow. Hopefully you guys can see this. So hopefully, can you guys see this? Become a LinkedIn Ninja Master. So LinkedIn, guys, LinkedIn is your pathway to your financial freedom. It is the most underutilized, most understood social media platform on the planet. It is a business and professional platform. It's a business and professional networking platform. So if your goal is to meet the level 7s, the level 8s, the level 9s, the level 10s, guaranteed you will find them here on LinkedIn. Now, the key to all of this is if you have the right mindset and the right strategies, you know what? You can't help but be successful. And when I say street smart strategies, which is a lot of what I do teach and a lot of what even DJ's up to, it's all about systems. You should write down that word. It's all about systems. If you have great systems, you don't have to be you can be the dumbest person on the planet, but if you can be smart enough to follow a system, you can get rich. I hope you guys really believe in that, because I have found that to be true over the years. And here I am again with my my very good friend Harv Eker. Harv wrote the book Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. If you have not read the book, I would highly encourage you to read it, because it is a transformational book. Now, I've done the same seminar you're seeing here, the same seminar that I'm giving here. I've taught it at my alma mater back in Canada, Carleton University. I've shared this at Arizona State University, Grand Canyon University, because LinkedIn can be used by so many different types of individuals. It's unbelievable. And so many of the alumni and the grad students at these various universities that I've gone to, I've had a chance to share this information with them as well. I guarantee you'll get a lot from it. Now, there's a book called The E-Myth. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. It was written by a really brilliant guy by the name of Michael Gerber. And essentially what he said was, the system is the solution. And because people come and go, but the system is the system, right? If you have a winning system and you learn that winning system, like for example, with Levarti, we have a system we can plug into. We can plug into that, and then we can introduce other people. And guess what we're going to introduce them and tell them to do? Plug into the same system. And then guess what we're going to tell them to do? Plug into the system, right? Well, here's a picture of myself and Michael. Again, very, very brilliant man. He's now in his 80s, but we used to do some events together. And if you've never read the book E-Myth, I would highly encourage you to read it, because most of us here, we have an entrepreneurial energy, an entrepreneurial heart. And Michael Gerber is the entrepreneur's entrepreneur. This is not if you want to build a job for yourself. This is if you want to create systems and leverage systems and eventually be financially free, because you have a business that you've created that produces income for you without you working. Does that make sense, guys? So like when you go off on vacation, you have a business that's still working, earning you money. So the next thing I want to do is I want to share with you guys, and I want to keep moving. I don't want to make sure that, there we go. Okay. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of something called the cash flow quadrants. Robert Kiyosaki, Sharon Lechter, two good friends of mine, they wrote a book called the cash flow quadrants. Now, this is critical, and the word is critical, guys. I can't stress it enough that you understand the cash flow quadrants. Almost everybody starts off being an employee. In other words, they have a job, and what they do is they trade time for money. And then many people graduate to becoming self-employed. So instead of having a job, they own a job. But again, in both those instances, they're trading time for money. Now, notice at the bottom, notice 95% of all the people in society, they're over on that left-hand side, but they only look at the top where it says 5% of the wealth. So you got 95% of all the people out there creating 5% of all the income. Now let's jump over to the right side real quickly. And we have a business owner. And you see what it says there? It says it owns a system. It owns a system. This is the big difference, right? That's big. And then finally, underneath, the business owners are the investors, and they own investments. Now, those other last two, the business owners and the investors, might only represent 5% of the population, but they create 95% of the wealth. So I'm going to ask, look, you guys are all intelligent people. You have a choice. You can be on the left-hand side or you can be on the right-hand side. It's no harder to be on the left-hand side than it is to be on the right-hand side, except guess what we've all been programmed to do? To trade time for money. And what we want to learn is we want to learn how to think like a business owner and leverage systems. Leverage systems. What I'm going to share with you tonight is a system you can leverage that, if you use it properly, will bring you massive amounts of incredibly high quality people for you to be talking to on a regular basis. Good or good or good or good or good. I hope you all say good. And here's a picture. Sharon's actually a good friend of mine. She offers, she has a board game called Thrive Time that she does at the different high schools here in Arizona. And somebody wins a scholarship to Arizona State. And very often I'll go and be a judge and help her out at her events. Sharon is an amazing lady, and some of you guys may have known she wrote a book called Think and Grow Rich for Women, and many other, all the Rich Dad, Poor Dad books, and many other great, great books. All right. Do you guys see what it says on the screen? Fresh leads are like oxygen. That is not true in just our business. That is true in everybody's business. I don't care what business you're in. If you don't have fresh leads, you know how long you're going to survive? It just is never, ever, ever. It's always been, it always will be something that you want to get this through your skull, that fresh leads is something that you absolutely need to do. But here's the problem that I find with most people. It's called the empty calendar syndrome. Have you guys ever heard of it? It's when you look at your calendar for the next week or 2 or 3, and when you look to see how many appointments you have, and guess how many you've got? Like 0 or 1 maybe, or 2 if you're really hustling like crazy. And so this is the biggest challenge for any entrepreneur, to overcome the empty calendar syndrome. Because if you have a system to fill your calendar with all the perfect prospects for you, you win the game. So imagine, I said this imagine DJ is my neighbor, and DJ looks over at my house, and this is what he sees. He sees the house is up on flames, and he runs over and knocks on the door, and he says, "Jeff, your house is on fire. You got to get out." And I say, "You know what, DJ, I really appreciate you coming over here and telling me. Right now, 60 Minutes is on TV, and it's my favorite show. I wait all week for 60 Minutes. And as soon as 60 Minutes is over, I'm out of here." And DJ saying, no, Jeff, you don't understand, man. It is urgent and important that you get out now. Well, here's what's going on in the real world, my friends. Most entrepreneurs are like this guy mowing his lawn while his house is on fire. Most entrepreneurs are busy wasting their time doing everything and anything but doing the most urgent and important thing, generating fresh new leads, right? This is what's going on. It's like everybody sticks their head in the sand, and then they wonder why they're not getting the kind of results they want. Well, have you guys heard of Fortune or Forbes magazine? Hopefully all of you guys have. And they're considered two prestigious business magazines, article in the world. And they're all saying, everybody says the same thing. If you are at all interested in conducting business, in networking with people that are serious about business, serious about hustling, serious about making money, serious about growing their brand, their image, their income, there's only one platform on the planet that you even need to consider. Guess what platform it is? Yeah, you're right. It's LinkedIn, right? So LinkedIn is a gold mine. And I don't say this as something I think it's a gold mine. I know it's a gold mine if you simply learn just some of the secrets that 99% of all the people that are on LinkedIn have no clue about. And once you do, you will be golden. So just real quickly, some stats. There's almost 1 billion people on LinkedIn now. 990 million members of LinkedIn. As we're talking right now, hundreds more are joining. And I don't know if you guys can see what's at the bottom. I have to keep moving this thing here. But the average consumer on LinkedIn, you're talking about a much higher educated, a much higher net worth, a much higher average income, more decision makers. You're talking about a whole different group of people on LinkedIn than any other platform that's out there. This is not like Facebook. This is not like TikTok. This is not like Twitter. This is not like anything else. There's only one and only LinkedIn. And when you begin to understand that, you'll know why you want to be investing your time on LinkedIn, because it's like being in a gold mine. The only question is, how much gold do you want to dig, right? So a little bit about the history. Bill Gates and Microsoft actually bought LinkedIn back in 2016. And when he bought it, they bought it for $26.2 billion. Now, at the time when they bought it, there were 450 users. So it's more than doubled since they bought it. But if you took the 450 users that there were at the time and you divide that into the 26.2 billion that they invested to buy LinkedIn, the actuaries at Microsoft valued every LinkedIn user at $58.20, which means if you have 100 connections on LinkedIn, you have, now I'm a CPA here, so this gets a little bit boring, but it's called an intangible asset. You have an intangible asset called LinkedIn connections, and it's worth $5,820. Now, if you've got 1,000 connections, your intangible asset called LinkedIn connections is worth $58,200. And if you've got 10,000 connections, you actually have an intangible asset that's worth $582,000. But that's only true if you know what to do with these people, right? Because if you don't know what to do with these people, how much are all these connections worth to you? But if you know how to work with these people, how to connect with these people, how to build relationships with these people, how to get them off of LinkedIn and onto your Zoom, how to get them to one of your meetings. And you can learn how to do all this stuff, because if you don't know how to do it yet, I guarantee you that DJ is going to show you how to do it, right? So we don't have to worry about it. My point is, you can create this asset called LinkedIn connections and have hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands of them. And you can go after high quality people. Now, here's the thing that I always stress. Do not look for a fad to invest your time in. Fads come, fads go. We look for trends. LinkedIn is a trend. It came here in 2002, so it's been here over 20 years, and it's growing faster than anything. So if you believe, like I do, that LinkedIn is not going anywhere, and everybody that you need to connect with to make your life as beautiful as you would ever want it to be are already right here on this platform, now all you want to do is start working it and mining it, because it's not like next year LinkedIn isn't going to be around. Does that make sense, you guys? I hope that makes sense to you guys. LinkedIn is here for the long term. It's growing faster and faster. They're pouring more money into their marketing costs because the profit margin on LinkedIn is huge. For Microsoft, this is just a huge cash cow for these guys. So it's not going anywhere. Pick one platform to get rich on and pick LinkedIn to be that platform, and you will thank me and DJ for the rest of your life. I promise you guys that. Now, here's another fantastic thing about LinkedIn. You don't need to have websites. You don't need to have landing pages, sales funnels, CRMs. All you need to do is, you can do everything I'm going to teach you from a free LinkedIn account. That's all you need. I'm the lowest techie guy you'll ever meet. When it comes to anything tech, I am not the guy. So if you're like me and you're not the guy, then LinkedIn is definitely for you, because all you need to do is have an account, have a profile. Now, I will suggest to you that if you get a paid account, it'll be worth its value many times over. But everything I'm teaching you, you can do for absolutely free. So you have no excuse not to do this. It's free. And you don't have to be high tech at all. All you have to do is understand that we're going to be sending eyeballs on LinkedIn to your profile, and your profile is going to look amazing. And then they're going to connect with you, and then you're going to take it from there. Here is the God's honest truth, you guys. Most people are completely 100% clueless about LinkedIn. They don't even know what they don't even know. They are unconsciously incompetent. They don't even know that it's a gold mine. Many people say, oh, I tried it once, waste of time. It didn't work for me. Yeah, it doesn't work for anybody. You know why? Because they've never learned the system. And if you learn nothing else from me tonight, understand that for virtually everything you get involved in, if you find the right system, it's going to change everything for you. And when you learn this LinkedIn system, it'll change your life forever. All right. So I hope you appreciate that. So what do you want for your business? Do you want more new business? Do you want more new clients? Do you want more leads, more revenue, more growth, more opportunity? How many of you would like some of that? How many would like to have all of that? Well, guess what? What I'm sharing with you tonight is exactly how you can get all of it and more. And this is not an exaggeration. I've been doing this now for years and years and years, and the people I train and show this to have massive success if they follow through. So it's not a question of if it works, it's a question of will you follow through once you learn what to do? It's easy. So what we're going to do in the time we have left is some of the strategies, some of the scripts. You can take a screenshot if you want. DJ is recording this, so you'll know exactly what to say, how to say it. The first thing I want to do is talk about finding the right niche for you on LinkedIn. I don't know if it's niche or niche. I like niche because it rhymes with rich, right? So that's good enough for me. So when you're looking for your niche, can you get them results? Do those people exist? Can you find them on LinkedIn? Do they have a need or desire for what you have? Do they have any money? Is that important? And I'm going to show you exactly how we find only people who do have money. You know, are they easy to work with? You don't want to just work with anybody just for the sake of having a client. You want to work with people you enjoy working with, right? Are they the decision makers? One of the great things about LinkedIn, actually a couple, is that most of the people you're going to deal with on LinkedIn are a decision maker, and most of them do not have gatekeepers. So it's very easy for you to connect directly with people without having to go through a gatekeeper. And very often that's a challenge when you're talking to these quality of people. Isn't that true? I mean, any of you that have ever had to try to reach someone of substance, very often you got to go through a gatekeeper. We don't have to worry about that. And most importantly, are they ready to take action now? Now, if they aren't, obviously we have a follow-up because the fortune's in the follow-up. But ideally, we're looking for people that if they like what they hear, they say, yeah, DJ, sign me up, I'm good to go. So who can we target? Look at the list of the kinds of people we can target. You name it. For me, I love to target CEOs. I love to target business owners. I love to target salespeople. I love to target people where if they're not hustling, they're not earning income rather than 9-to-5ers. You know, people that have, like here in Phoenix, we must have, I don't know how many different networking groups, business networking groups. I like to find out who are the leaders of all these business networking groups and see how maybe we can work with them and their groups to put together some curated trips or create another revenue stream for them. Now, I guarantee you in every city in the United States of America, there are business networking groups. Right? You know what? On LinkedIn, it's a very easy way to find these people and do that. CEOs, salespeople, business owners, you name it, organizations. We're going to talk about that more and more and more. The difference between LinkedIn and everything else is with LinkedIn, you can become the sniper. You're not just shooting against, like buckshot, and there's just buckshots going everywhere. If you say, hey, there's that guy, DJ Barton, I want to connect with that guy, DJ, because I can see looking at his resume, or somebody told me he's a good guy. I can target that guy on LinkedIn or guys just like him. And within a month, they're all connected to me. Good or good or good or good or good, right? I hope you're saying good. All right. Now, for free, you do not have to have a paid account to be able to search for content, to be able to search for groups, to be able to search for events, to be able to search for you name it. If we want to search by, like, if I just want to look for people in Phoenix for DJ and me to work on, I can just restrict my searches to Phoenix, just like you can restrict your search to your city or your state or your region. You can do it by, I graduated from Arizona State University. Whatever your alumni is, you can go after people who graduated from your alumni. There's so many filters, so many ways you can slice and dice this so that you can get rich. It's crazy. So let me give you some examples here, guys. I don't know if you can see this on my screen. I took this a while ago, but at the time, it says people first. So these were all my first level connections. And you can see at the time, there were about 7,200 first level connections. Can everybody see that? It's kind of right here, 7,200 results. So that's how many first level connections I had. But do you see where it says people second? Second level connections means all the connections of my connections, and we're at about 2 million. Now, I can reach out to these 2 million people without it costing me a penny. And how many people do you think I need to have signed up in Levarti to be at one of the highest levels? I guarantee you I don't need 2 million. All the people I'll ever need are right here. Isn't that true? But let's say I said, you know what, I'm really only interested in Phoenix. So I do another query. I say to myself, hey, you know what? How many people am I already connected to? You can see where it says first, living in the greater Phoenix area that have the title sales. And you see what the results are? 1,400. So in my LinkedIn database right now, DJ and I can begin to create a strategy to start marketing directly to these 1,400 people that live in the greater Phoenix area that are in sales. Now, would they be good prospects for DJ and I to work on? What do you guys think? I hope you're saying, yeah, right? And these are just first level connections. I'm already connected to all these people. I don't have to go find them. I'm already connected to them. All we need to do is come up with the right marketing campaign, and how many of them can we close? Now, let's say I said, I'm not interested in the salespeople. I'm interested in owners. So I changed the word in the title to owners. Can you guys see that on the screen? And right now, here in Phoenix, Arizona, I'm connected to 558 people that call themselves business owners. Now, would they be good prospects for DJ and myself to go and talk to, and who do they know? And of course, we can connect to all their connections as well. Now, the next thing I could do is I could say, well, you know what? There's a lot of CEOs in this town I don't know. Let me see, who are the second level CEOs living in Phoenix that I don't know? And I don't know if you can see the number. And here's 7,700 people that DJ and I could go after that are current CEOs located in the Phoenix area. Now, what else could we look for in the Phoenix area? Realtors, insurance agents, all kinds of, use your imagination, guys. Use your imagination. So here's another one. I'm connected to my very good friend, T. Harv Eker. I said, you know what? If Harv's connected to somebody on LinkedIn, I'll bet he'd be a good connection for me. So I said, well, who's connected to Harv that I'm not connected to? And I got 804 results. So guess what I did with these 804 people? I found the ones I really wanted to connect with. I went out there and I connected with a whole bunch of them. So if you know influencers in your town that you're connected to, or people that, you belong to a networking group and you're connected to the head of that networking group, Find out who you can find out very quickly who are they connected to, and you can start connecting to them as well.
Hey, Jeff,
Okay.
one thing I want to point out real quick that a lot of people will appreciate is how, first of all, you guys getting a lot of value out of this. Drop some ones for him, give him some love. But think about what we teach all the time. Talk to the person you used to be. Write that down. Talk to the person you used to be. So some of you might have been a veterinarian, right? Some of you have been a school teacher. Some of you have been in marketing. Like put in the chat right now what your 9 to 5 or your career is or used to be. And I want you to think about this. Like I have my friend Tina on here. She was in real estate. She did very well in real estate, but she knows the pain points in real estate. So she can talk to the person she used to be about the pain points in real estate and go after real estate agents in the city or state that she lives in. So although, Jeff's going after CEOs and, top corporate salespeople, and maybe you'll do the same. Maybe you might be a little more timid than Jeff is about it. But if you go talk to nurses or stay-at-home moms or real people that you can relate to and have a true, genuine, sincere conversation, you can find those people on LinkedIn.
Thank you, DJ. And you sure can. I mean, there's so many ways you can slice it. Now, I typed in the word travel and did a search for how many different travel groups are there on LinkedIn. And you can see there's about 20,000 results. You could join 3 or 4 or 5 travel groups on LinkedIn, start doing some posts, start finding who the people are. Once you join a group, you have carte blanche to start connecting with the people in those groups. So there's all kinds of groups that you can join, and I use the word travel. So you might use the word groups, entrepreneurs, nonprofit organizations. You could put in any kind of ideas. The only thing that limits you is your creativity, right? That's the only thing. Also, I put in the word, I said, how about for events? What kind of events are going on when you type in the word travel? There's 18,000 events on LinkedIn that have something to do with travel. Now, some of these people might be great people. If they've got 300 or 400 people coming to their event, maybe there's a great person for you to joint venture with. Or maybe you start going to these events yourself and start meeting the people that are going to them as well. My point is, you would never run out of groups, individuals, events. Maybe you didn't even want to start marketing and promoting your own events on LinkedIn. It costs nothing to do. Now, another thing that's very important that you guys understand is whether you use LinkedIn or not, if you do have a LinkedIn profile, if somebody Googles your name, chances are really good that the first or second, or at worst, the third site that pops up will be LinkedIn. You can see on this one, I typed in my name, Jeff Fagan. Do you see the very first result that came up? LinkedIn. So people are going to find your LinkedIn profile just by Googling you. So you want to make sure that your profile, if you're going to have a LinkedIn profile, is impressive, because whether you use it or not, people are going to see it. I hope that makes sense to you guys, right? A lot of people don't know this. Next, let's talk about your profile. If you don't have a banner on your profile, which is because you never get a second chance to make a first impression, please write that down. I never get a second chance to make a first impression. And the whole strategy that I'm going to be sharing with you is, it would be no different if you were going to have a website and you wanted to send a lot of traffic to that website. Before you sent all that traffic and spent all that money and time and effort to get traffic to your website, you'd want your website to look as good as possible, wouldn't you guys? You'd want to have it as highly converting as possible. Otherwise, if you have a non-converting website and you send a lot of people to it, you're just wasting your time and energy. Think of your profile as your website. You want, when people come to your website, they're going to say, wow, this guy is for real. This person is impressive. This person is legitimate. And the first thing is your banner. Because That's the most valuable piece of real estate you own on LinkedIn, and most people completely ignore it, don't even have a banner. That would be like you having a website, and instead of having a banner, people can see insert banner here. So that's the first thing they're going to see. They're going to see your banner, and they're going to see your smiling face. So you want to make sure you've got a great one. Right? And then directly underneath your name, they're going to see what's called your title. And your title is very important because as I teach you, you're going to be tagging people and commenting and visiting people's profiles. And those first few words are important because it's going to be seen by lots of different people. And then finally, a couple of other things. You see this brown in? That means I'm a premium member. That means I pay to have my account. That means I probably have some money. That means I probably use LinkedIn more than the people that have the free accounts and don't have the money. So guess who I like to really in particular go after? People that are premium members, because they traditionally use LinkedIn more than almost everybody else. And then the last thing I want to say about this, if you do not have 500 connections yet, connect with everybody here on this call right now and connect with all of them. And the goal is to get to at least 500, because until you get to 500, nobody will ever really take you seriously on LinkedIn. It's like you're a neophyte. So we want to get to 500 as quickly as possible. Now, you will see when you go to your profile, you will see on your dashboard some really great things. And you'll see, like, you can see it says, who viewed your profile? So this is for the last 90 days. So over the 90 days, when I took this screenshot, 1,065 people had viewed my profile. Now, the thing was, these weren't just ordinary 1,065. Virtually every single one of them were people that I would beg, I would die to have as connections. And I'm busy visiting thousands of them, and 1,065 came back and visited me. Didn't cost me anything but some time. And I can teach you guys how to automate it. So there's a software that can do all the hard work for you. But you can see, I'm not talking about getting thousands of people every day to come. I'm talking about 1,065 people in 90 days is about 14, 15 people a day that are coming from LinkedIn to check your profile every day. Every single day, 14 or 15 high quality people, the kinds of people that you can joint venture with, the kinds of people that you can form real serious relationships. Imagine if you were getting 10 to 15 people viewing a day, do you think you could convert 2 into Zoom appointments? And I'm telling you, absolutely, positively, yes. And if you're having a problem, DJ and I will work with you until you solve that problem, because it's not that hard. Now, the great thing is, if you're a premium member, I can not only see that 1,065 people viewed my profile, I can see who they are. Would you like to know who's coming and viewing your profile? Would there be a value to know who's coming to check you out? Do you think that would be a good thing to know? So every day I'm viewing lots of other people's profiles, and they say, oh, this guy, Jeff Fagan, visited my profile. Well, human nature being what it is, aren't you at all curious if somebody checks you out that you might want to check them out? That's just human nature. We're taking advantage of human nature. And so I can see exactly who is coming to my profile every single day and checking me out. And boy, sometimes I'll follow up with them right away. I said, hey, I've been following your posts. They're awesome. I saw your profile. I saw you checked me out. I'd be honored if you accept my connection request. And next thing you know, we're connected. And next thing you know, we're on a Zoom. And it happens fast and easy. And what I like to teach you guys, and you will learn, is called 2-10-40. You get 2 people a day that you've met on LinkedIn on your calendar. That's 10 appointments a week. That's 40 in a month. How many of them can you close? And within a year, you know what you are? It's called financially free. That's what you are. Good or good, right? So the next thing is, for every single person, you can check their activity. Because if they're not using LinkedIn, how much time do you really want to waste trying to promote to these people? You don't want to waste any time. So you can check. If you go to my profile, you can click on see all activity. And when you do, you'll see Jeff's activity. my articles, my posts, my documents. You can see whatever you want. You can see if I've been using LinkedIn, my comments. And you can go to DJ's. You can see if what DJ's posted, if DJ's written any articles, if he's commented on other people's stuff. So if you can see somebody that you'd like to connect with and they're busy using LinkedIn, that's a good sign. That means that if you start marketing to them, they're going to see it because they're there. I do many different kinds of posts. The post I find most effective is surveys. And I want for you to read this survey. I wrote, what do you do when you get a connection request from a stranger? Because most of what we're doing is we're sending connection requests pretty much to strangers. So I gave 4 choices. I automatically decline, I automatically accept, I check the profile to decide, or other. And I honestly had no idea what the results were going to be. Only 2% automatically decline, only 2%. 9% accept whether they know me or not, whether they've even seen my profile. But 87%, that's practically 9 out of every 10 people, when they get a connection request, if they don't know the person, what do? They check the profile. Now, this isn't just 10 or 20 votes. This is almost 200 votes. So this should be so telling for you that if you learn how to have a great profile and learn how to ask people to connect with you, it's easy. If you have a mental block that thinking that connecting with people on LinkedIn is hard or challenging or scary, we need to have a one-on-one session. We'll take all those fears out of your mind. That's just your bullshit little voice trying to scare you off. Now, well, it's very, very easy. And DJ, you're already doing it on Facebook and on other social media accounts, liking people's comments, posting on their stuff, tagging them so that they get all these notifications. Jeff Fagan liked your post. Jeff Fagan commented on your post. Jeff Fagan tagged you in a comment. So if they don't know you, but they start seeing your name showing up more and more and more and more and more, by the time you actually reach out to connect with them, you're like a long lost friend because they've already seen your name a whole bunch of times. Jeff Fagan viewed your profile. Jeff Fagan, blah, blah, blah. All right, next. Here's where LinkedIn gets to separate us from every other platform. Have you ever gone to Google and you were thinking of going to a restaurant and it said Italian food, and you see 3 different restaurants in your neighborhood, and one has 87 3.7 star recommendations, another one has 2 5-star recommendations, and another one has 487 4.8 star recommendations. Have you guys ever seen anything like that on Google? Yeah, it's everywhere, right? It's called social proof. What's it called? Social proof. Well, LinkedIn is the only platform, social media platform on the planet that allows you to have social proof that you are who you say you are. So there's an area called skills and endorsements. So you want to list your skills. You can see where it says LinkedIn training. For me, it says 99 plus. Entrepreneurship, 99 plus endorsements. Coaching, 99 plus endorsemements. Now, if somebody comes to my profile and they don't know me and they go down to skills and endorsements and they see 99 plus, 99 plus, 99 plus, even though I've never ever talked to them, I've never pitched them on anything, they're just checking me out, what are they going to think about me? And guess what? All of you guys are going to start doing. We're going to identify some skills that we're going to put at the top. And we're going to start, all of us are going to endorse each other till we get to 99 plus. So that when we have lots of eyeballs coming to check us out, they're going to say, wow, these people are the real deal. The other thing is recommendations. Now, I have close to 200 recommendations. I'm not saying you need to go out there and get 200 people to recommend you. But you know what? Every single one of us should be writing a recommendation to DJ, among other things. And we should all be recommending ourselves. And you should have at least 25 recommendations. So if somebody comes and checks you out, they're reading nothing but wonderful things about who you are and what you do and why you're a blessing to this world. And there's a system, of course, there's a system for everything, right? But there's a system that makes it easy. And we're all a team here together. We can all work together. There's power in numbers, my friends, huge power in numbers. So I hope you can appreciate that you can have all kinds of endorsements. You can give all kinds of endorsements. You can get all kinds of recommendations. You can give all kinds of recommendations, and that all builds your social currency. And you know what? While you're doing it, you'll get to learn a lot about the people that you're working with, that you're endorsing and recommending as well. And it's really a beautiful thing. And we can coordinate things between all of us. We can have Lavardi group days when we get together and just worked on LinkedIn stuff. We haven't talked about it. So real quickly, what else are you going to learn today? These 3 things. There are 3 steps to the system. How many? 3, right? Don't do what other people are doing, because most people don't know what they're doing. So if you follow what other people are doing, you're going to fail. So don't do what other people are doing. And finally, how do you use these templates, right? If you learn these few simple things, it's going to blow your mind. It's going to change your life. So there's 3 steps. The first thing is you have to have a system to connect. How do you connect? And DJ has pretty much taught the system. You start going to groups, you start finding people, it's very, very simple. And I will teach you all kinds of techniques so you can find the right people. And when you find them, you got to give them some love. So with me, the first thing I do is, let's say, I said, I wonder who DJ is connected to here in Phoenix. And so I do a quick little query, and I will train you how to do that. I find all these people and say, well, of the people that DJ's connected to here in Phoenix, I wonder who are just the premium members. The premium members. Because, have you guys ever heard of the 80-20 rule? Yeah, have you guys, raise your hand if you've ever heard of that. 80% of your results will come from 20% of the people. Right? That's almost true over and over again. It's really actually the 95-5 rule. 95% of your business comes from 5% of your prospects. And what we're doing here is we're eliminating 95% of all the people on LinkedIn. We only want to talk to the cream of the crop. These are premium members, which means that they must have some money or they wouldn't pay for an account. And they must see the value in LinkedIn or they wouldn't want to be a premium member. And they're probably using LinkedIn all the time. So I want people that are marketing on LinkedIn, have money, business owners. And so what I do is I might say, oh, there's 250 people that DJ is connected to here in Phoenix that are premium members. I'm just going to go in the next hour or 2 using my software, go visit these 250 people. And all 250 of them get a notification that says, Jeff Fagan just came and checked you out. And then the next day, I'll go in and I'll see what's going on. And I might start going to see who's busy posting on LinkedIn. And I'll do exactly what DJ teaches us to do. Like their posts, comment on their posts, edify them, say something very nice, tag them. So they keep seeing my name and my picture. And after 2 or 3 times, when I send out my connection request, and I'm going to tell you guys, never, ever, 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 ever send out a connection request without a message. There's always going to be a message every single time you ever connect with someone. 90% of all the people just click the button that says connect. You're going to click the button that says add a message, because you're always going to add a message. One of the biggest blessings you will understand, and I know DJ knows this inside and out, is we want to blend high tech with high touch. And the people that blend high tech using the technology that's available today with high touch is the way you're going to get to the promised land the quickest. And so the more times you touch, and the more personalized you can make that touch, and I'll show you simple ways to really personalize all of your messages so it's very personalized, but we're still using high tech. We connect with them. After we connect with them, we got to start developing our rapport with them, because the goal is not to have an endless conversation with them on LinkedIn. The goal is to get them off of LinkedIn and get them on our calendar so we can have a Zoom call with them, build that relationship. And finally, the third thing is How do we take them from that relationship if they qualify and monetize them? So those are the 3 steps. It's actually very simple once you learn how. So you connect. When you connect, the first thing you do is you just don't blindly reach out to people and click the connect button so that 100 people all get a connection request from you. They've never seen your face before. They have no idea who you are. You didn't warm them up at all. You're a total stranger to them, and you didn't even send them a message. So you want to send a message. So I'll tell you, I've used, when I was going after, there was a time when I was going after MBAs from Arizona State University, because I'm an MBA from Arizona State University. And many of them have gotten into pretty good positions and pretty good companies, or they're self-employed, and they're always good connections. So I said, I saw your profile, and I'd like them if I liked some of their posts, and I commented. I saw your profile. I know that you graduated with your MBA at Arizona State. Always great to connect with fellow alums. Please accept my invitation to connect. Cheers, Jeff. And I found about 350 people that had their MBAs from Arizona State in my group, and I just marketed to all of them at the same time, and about 150 to 200 of them accepted my connection request. And now anytime I'm looking for an MBA from Arizona State University, I got a bunch of them. But you can do this all day long, every day. And if you really do it properly, your acceptance rate will go through the roof. Now, you have to be careful because LinkedIn has limits to how many connection requests you can send out in a day. It used to be pretty much unlimited. Now they've really limited it. So you don't want to waste your connection requests on people that are never going to see it or are not going to accept it. So here's another one. Hi, John. Okay, here's one after they connected. This is one I said, hey, I saw your post. Your post was amazing. I think we have a lot in common. Would you be open to a Zoom meeting? Here's my Zoom calendar. All the best, Jeff. And you would be amazed. I'll send out 10 of them. I'll get 2 to 3 to say yes and get on my calendar. Now, once you get them on your calendar, you have to have a selling technique. Everything we've learned so far has been marketing, prospecting, finding high quality leads. Now we want to monetize these people, which means you have to have kind of like a sales funnel. And the beautiful thing is that we work on the power of 2, 10, 40. Write this down, guys. Imagine starting next month, every day on your calendar, you had 2 great leads to talk to on your Zoom. That's 10 leads in a week. That's 40 in a month. Stack together 3-4 months in a row where you're talking to 40 people and you've got a sales presentation or a script that you've rehearsed 1 million times over, and now you're doing it twice a day, every day. How good could you get at doing that presentation? And if you're doing 40 in a month, how many of them can you close? And my goal is to find the 8s, 9s, and 10s that say, I want to close all 40 of them. And then I want to find people that want to go out there and close 40 as well and build a tribe of leaders. Not to be going to go out there and find 1 or 2 people. I want to find the people that want to go out there and find a bunch of people that they say, plug into the system, follow the system, become a leader, train them this system, train them to be leaders, and then they'll do the same thing with their people. And you just start becoming a leader of leaders. And I would say the fastest way to get to pools 8, 9, and 10, I'm sure DJ would agree with me. In fact, the only way to get to pools 8, 9s, and 10s is when you start building leaders, when you start building real organizations of your own. And once you learn how to do this, you can train 10 people how to do this. They can train 10 people how to do this. And it goes on and on and on and on and on. And you know what? As we all work together, we can all role play together. If we're having obstacles and mental blocks, it's easy to overcome them. I'm telling you, this is by far the fastest, easiest, most fun way. By the way, this is a lot of fun. Most fun way for you to achieve your goals. So I can't do this any longer. I don't know if you can see the whole screen, but back in 2021, you could visit 500 profiles a day. And for 2 months, from the middle of February to the middle of April of 2021, I was visiting 500 profiles a day, but only premium members. So I visited almost 3,000 profiles over those 2 months. Now, some of those profiles turned out to be bogus or dud, but I didn't do any of the stuff I'm teaching you. All I did was I visited them, and then I sent out connection requests to 2,615 people. I was sending out maybe, I don't know, a couple of hundred a day for 60 days straight. So I sent out 2,650. These are total strangers. The only thing they had in common, they were premium members on LinkedIn connected to one of my high-profile friends. And in 60 days, I got almost 1,100 premium connections to accept. Now, I guarantee you, if that was DJ, he'd be a multi-billionaire just working with those leads. There's 1,100 premium members. That was 42% total strangers. I never really did much work at all to try to recruit them, try to get them to know me before I went out to them. All I said was, hey, you're a friend of Harv Ekers. I'm a friend of Harv Ekers. Let's connect. Or I said, you're a friend of Sharon Lecter's. I'm a friend of Sharon Lecter's. Let's connect. Or, you're a friend of DJ Barton's. I'm a friend of DJ Barton's. Let's connect. That's all it took. That's all it took. So it's amazing. Now, some of the people that have taken this exact training that I'm going to share with that you guys are this 8-week program. Robert was brilliant. He totally understood the training within like no time at all. He was using the exact system. He was booking appointments on his calendar, and he was closing his clients. Brian, same darn thing. Exactly the same thing. We also had Brad. Now, Brad worked with what do you call the attorneys when there's accident attorneys? I don't know if you guys have ever seen the ads for the accident attorneys here in Phoenix. They spend millions of dollars on accident attorneys. If you're in a car accident, if you're in a bike accident, call us right now. We're going to get you the biggest results, because they make like 25 to 40% of whatever the award is. So on $1 million settlement, they're going to make $250,000 to $400,000. So he was charging $1,500 a month to do their LinkedIn marketing to get more connections on LinkedIn for these attorneys, which was 20 grand a year. He sold 3 attorneys on using his LinkedIn marketing system that I taught him. And that's what he did. He went, because these guys, if they get one case, that could be worth $250,000 to $500,000. It's easy worth $1,500. So that's the choice. That's all there is to it. You find the people, you reach out to the people, you connect with the people, you send them a few messages, you get them on your Zoom, you get them on the Zoom, and you close them. So you can either do it your own, or we have a program for you. Oh, what a surprise, right? So this is 65 to 70 minutes a week. Now, I will tell you that I've always done this program one-on-one. So for Lavardi, this is a very special case, because I've never really done it for a group setting before, but it'll work just as well for the group as it'll work for the individual. And you're going to learn how to take your LinkedIn prospecting and put it on steroids. I mean, on steroids. So what are we going to do? We're going to start by looking at your current database of connections on LinkedIn. Did you know you probably have some connections on LinkedIn right now that you haven't talked to in months or years, don't know what you're doing? They might be interested in what you're doing. They might know people that are interested in what you're doing. Before you even begin to start looking outside of your current connections, we have a system. Of course, we have a system for everything, right? But we have a system to make sure that you reconnect with all the people you're already connected to, because there may be gold in your current connections, right? And then the next thing is we're going to get crystal clear on who is your perfect target market. And then how do we position you so that you are the authority, you are the go-to person in your niche. And we do that by optimizing your profile. So we'll spend some time talking about all the various parts of your profile, because your profile is like, it's like your gold. It's like your calling card. You create the perfect profile. When people see it, they say, oh my goodness, this is somebody worth connecting with. You guys know what I mean? So you're going to learn all kinds of different strategies. We're going to give you all kinds of templates so you can learn how to do all this stuff. You're going to learn about whether or not it's worth it for you, which premium program. Maybe Sales Navigator might be a better program for you, depending on what your goals are and what you want to do. So you're going to get all this training over 8 weeks. It's completely structured. And there's a reason why it's only 1 week at a time, because I don't want you to learn all this stuff and not do it. I want for you to learn it, and then I want for you to spend a week doing it, and then we get back together again, and we make sure that there weren't any issues, and make sure that you're still on board, and make sure that everything is going well, and then you give you some more stuff to learn. But the learning isn't in the learning is in the doing. And so you learn week 1 stuff, you do week 1 stuff. You learn week 2 stuff, you do week 2 stuff. Now, for a lot of you, that might be a foreign concept, but I promise you that if you learn it and you do it, you will love it. You will have, and everything is systemized. So you just need to follow the system. You don't have to do much of anything. All 8 weeks are planned out for you in advance. So you could go get an MBA and learn all kinds of stuff, pay $150,000 for it. You could hire a marketing agency, pay $2,000 a month for them. Normally, I sell this program for $3,000 a month with a full money back guarantee. Most of my clients, if they make 1 sale, it's paid for all of it. Usually 1 client or 2 clients will have paid for the entire program. But in this case, because DJ is like one of my favorite people in the world, and we wanted to help out as many people as possible. And by the way, we want to dominate Phoenix, and I know with LinkedIn we will. So here's the deal. It's not $3,000 for you guys. It's $47, not per week, not per class. It's like, what's 40? That's not, that's what? 10% would be 300. So it's like 1%. I'm giving you guys a 99% discount, right? Okay. So if you want it, it's $47. If you want the recordings so that you can watch it over and over again, it's $97. So it's like that means that's like a 97% discount. The QR code is right there. The classes are going to begin on Wednesday, July the 10th. So by the time Labor Day rolls around, you guys are ready to crush it, because Labor Day for me is always a very, very, very special day. Labor Day kind of begins the beginning of the fall season when people are back to work, people are back into hustle mode because by Thanksgiving, things are going to start wrapping up. A lot of people go into vacation mode starting Thanksgiving. So Labor Day to Thanksgiving, if you learn this LinkedIn coach strategy and you do it and you build up your profile and you get all your endorsements and you get all those recommendations, I promise you guys, by DJ keeps saying that by the end of this year, by 2025, Levarti is going to get ready to really rock and roll. And by 2025, all of us here as LinkedIn experts, I promise you guys that you'll be rocking and rolling in a way you never rocked before. So with that being said, I thank you guys so much for hanging in there with me. I know we covered a lot of information, but if you do what I say and really just follow the tools and the techniques, you're going to see that LinkedIn is where it's at. So with that being said, thank you guys again. I always end with 2 words. The first word is aho, which is Native American for so be it, and namaste. So with that being said, DJ, I'll turn it back to you, buddy.
Yeah, don't leave yet. I want to answer a couple of questions and point out a couple of things. First of all, drop some love in the chat for Mr. Jeff Fagan. When he went through this with me a few weeks ago, and I saw the $3,000 price, it's worth every cent of what he's doing. And of course, I said, I know you normally do this one-on-one what would you do? You're a part of Levarti. We're going to co-create this. We can duplicate this in our city, which means they can duplicate this in every city. The more people we have learning this, we'll fill the revenue pools up. We'll make more money on the back end. Everybody wins. And so, I suggested these prices. He was kind enough to do it for us because instead of doing the one-on-one, he's going to do it in the group setting. Yes, we'll put the QR code back up in a minute. So get ready here because some people need to take a picture of it and stuff. But before you do, I want to point out a couple things, guys. And I'm going to talk quite a bit about this on Saturday. Make sure you're there. So I won't give you all the secrets away, but I want to put something into perspective. Is this: if all you did 5 days a week is follow the steps that Jeff just shared with you, but you committed to 2 Zoom meetings a day for 5 days, right? We talked about that. That's 10 meetings, 40 a month. All right. That's 480 a year, by the way. And if all you did is close 20, 30% of those, you can do the math. You're already in pool 8, 9, or 10 with your personal sales alone. All right. That's just on personal sales. But just think about the duplication process. What if you had 10 people in your team doing 40 Zoom calls a week, 2 a day for 10 a week for a month? That's 400 meetings going on in your team a week, or I'm sorry, a month. Put that into perspective. That's over 4,480 a year going into your business. That's just with 10 people doing this. What if there was 100? We have over 1,100 active affiliates, over 1,500 customers in our business right now in Levarti. Can you imagine if 1,000 people did this? So understand the power of numbers. Yes, we have people like Shali in our market and many other people here that are going to take full advantage of what we're doing in this area. And we'll make, Arizona the poster child for ecstasy when it comes to success with what we're doing, right? It's going to happen and people are going to love what we're doing. And then you can do this in your markets, but just think of the power of you doing it, getting 10 people in your team doing it, and 100 people in your team doing it. What if we had 1,000 people in Levarti doing it? The pools are going to scale. And the best part about this is that it's only 2 meetings a day. I left an event this past weekend called ANMP, which is the Association of Network Marketing Professionals. And there's a gentleman, his book's out in the other room because I'm reading it, but he wrote a book called The Slight Edge. How many of you know who Jeff Olson is? And Jeff Olson talks about real simple things. And the first thing he talks about is if you can just focus on 2 exposures a day, 5 days a week. And then weeks before he said that, Jeff talked about the 2-10-40 method. So Jeff Olson, who's one of the top earners in the history of our profession, all right, imagine if you just did 2 presentations a day, 5 days a week, right? Again, that's 40 a month, and the numbers go on. But again, what if you had 10 people in your business doing 2 exposures a day? That's 20 a day, right? That's you can see the numbers. That's 100 a week. And then eventually 100 people in your business doing that. The power is in the numbers. The simplicity is the system that Jeff talks about. And the other perspective about this is you're going after that niche. You're going after that we have the systems in place, but here's what is a cherry on top of this. When you pique people's interest, you get them on a Zoom, you build rapport. Like I did a Zoom today, Jeff, with Daryl Stern. I know you know who he is. Yeah. And I did one of my meetings already today on Zoom. And it's amazing the network and the community that you're going to build. And he'll be at our next networking event as well. And so the point of what I was going to make is that once you pique their interest and you get on these Zooms and you'll have your elevator pitch, you'll have your highlights of what the benefits and features are. But then when the funnels are done, which one's almost complete, and you can literally just put them in the funnel, which is amazing. And one thing Jeff will teach you guys that's absolutely Jedi that he did not cover today, and we won't go into details till the training, but there is a way where there's a software where you can go visit everybody's profile that you want, and it goes into an Excel spreadsheet. You can import that Excel spreadsheet to your funnel. And in that spreadsheet, it has their LinkedIn profile, their first name, their last name, their occupation, their email address, their phone number. For literally, you have access to this, and you can put it in your funnel and start putting them in, like start dripping your opportunity on them through email on the back end. He's going to teach you how to do all of this. And so we're very excited about this. My challenge to you guys and to myself, and I told Jeff even before we got on here, when you guys were all in the waiting room, I said, I want to have 100 people on this training July 10th. We've got over 40 days to make it happen. I know if we have 100 people on this training, the second half of this year is going to be magical. It really will. And you can, everybody in Levarti that's serious about their business should definitely be doing this. Obviously, you can reach out to other entrepreneurs and say, hey, use this video as a way for them to come in and bless other business owners and entrepreneurs, if you will, and give them the value that Levarti delivers through our community on how they can grow their business, which will build the know, like, and trust. They'll lower their guard and lower their resistance, raise curiosity, and then you can obviously approach them on the back end. So you guys have 40 days to utilize this training to help other people win. And of course, they're going to appreciate you beyond belief. So Jeff, if you can throw the QR code back up there, and just remember, it's $47 if you don't want the recordings. If you want the recordings for life, it's $97. Some people have asked, when is the training during the day? It's at 4 p.m. Pacific, which is 5 Mountain, 6 Central, 7 Eastern. It's going to be the same time every Wednesday starting July 10th. There's 4 Wednesdays in July. There's 4 in August, going into Labor Day. September, we've got our event in Scottsdale, October, November, December. You're going to have 4 months to go build the foundation so you can crush 2025 with what we're doing. All right. So Jeff, do you want to throw that QR code back up there for us all? And make sure you take a picture, because you can send this out to everybody. I'm going to download this video, put it on my YouTube channel. I'll send it out through Shout when it's done. I'll have my corporate team email it out as well, text it out. I'll throw it in the Facebook groups. Look for a Shooting Star. We'll have it there as well. We'll have it everywhere. All right. And
I don't have my QR code handy. What I'll do, DJ, is we'll put it up on the Levarti page.
We'll just open up your PowerPoint again. It's on the last slide, and then just share that screen.
Okay, hold on. Let me share my screen. There.
And Cynthia, you'll learn about all that during the training.
There we go.
Now blow it up real quick.
Let me see if I can. Let's see how do you expand the screen?
Just go to full presentation mode, and then it'll blow it up.
Let's see here.
Current slide.
Oh, okay. There you go. All right. Current slide. There we go.
All right, guys, take a picture. Drop a 1 before we take it down, so we know you got this. We want to make sure that you guys have this. And what I can do too is and first of all, give it up for Sandy Toes. Last night, she's moving from one home to another. She took the time last night on a Sunday to get this done for us.
Wow.
So, we are definitely a one team, one dream situation. Appreciate you, Sandy Toes, for doing that. I am going to airdrop this. I'll put it also in the chat so you guys can download it as well. Give me 1 second. Bum, bum, bum. All right, where did it go? There it is. All right, so give me 1 sec. I'm going to put it in the chat so you guys have that as well. Let's see if it goes. There you guys go. Check your chat. You can always download it as well. That's a fresh copy. Cynthia, you scan the QR code, and that's how you pay for the training. Jeff will get an email address. And just so you know, we will have a separate Zoom account and link for this. So it will not be on our main Zoom link. It'll be a special link that is to you. We will verify everybody that's paid that'll be on there. And you'll get a special link that gives you just access to you as well, and nobody else. All right. And so Richard, tried downloading that because the code does work. It's been tested. And if you don't have a PayPal account, that could be why you may need to create a PayPal account for it to work. So if you do not have a PayPal account, go create one if you don't have one. And then that PayPal account works. It takes, any type of card that you guys have. So Jeff, you can pull that down. All right. So if you're having some troubles getting my DMs, we'll send it to you. I do know it works because again, I tested it myself. It does work. So you are sending money to social currency. That is your Jeff Fagan social currency. So if it's working for one, it should work for everybody else. So it'll be there for you. So other than that, Jeff, I appreciate you, man. I love you. I'm grateful that we became friends. We're working in the same market. We got some big things to show these guys. And all of you, I know you could be doing anything else tonight, and you took time to invest in yourself. And obviously, we're incredibly grateful for you guys. I really believe LinkedIn is another vehicle and another tool. One takeaway I did have, I'll share with you guys from this weekend, is our profession, affiliate marketing, network marketing, the fundamentals have not changed. The number one thing you and I and all of us have to be doing is talking to people. The only thing that has changed in our profession are the ways to do it and the amount of tools and the accessibility that you have to talk to everybody. Like I'll share some of this on Saturday in depth on our training, but everybody in my phone, I've got over 4,000 contacts. I may not know all of them, but I will tell you, I will be starting at A and going as far as I can through all the way to the end of the alphabet. And my number one goal is to connect with them, build rapport, inform them, make them aware of what I'm doing, asking who they know in Arizona, because I'm on a mission to build Arizona, telling them why and what I'm doing. Now, some people will be like, well, can I do it in Kentucky? Yeah, you can do it in Kentucky. But my point is, I'm using it as a reason to reach out to inform and make them aware of what I'm doing in this market, asking if they know anybody that lives in Arizona, if they know anybody that runs foundations, fundraisers, churches, nonprofits, etc., or booster clubs, if they know anybody that are big business owners with many employees. So I have a reason to reach out. How many of you been in network marketing for a while and all people do is pitch, and they don't even build rapport, connect, or add value to the person they're reaching out to? Can you imagine if you were in my phone and I reached out to you and we connected and built a rapport and I haven't talked to you in a year? And then I say, hey, one of the main reasons I'm reaching out to you is I just launched a company and I'm actually really focused in the Arizona market. I know you know a ton of people. Number one, do you know anybody that lives in the state of Arizona? And they're going to tell me yes or no. If they do, great. I'd love for you to make some connections for me. The other question I'm going to ask them is, do you know any big business owners with lots of employees? Because I have a way that they can use our travel product for employee benefits. The third thing I'm going to ask them, are they connected to any foundations, fundraisers, nonprofits, churches? Because I have a way to help those entities raise capital for virtually no cost to them. So when you think about if you were being prospected and I was the one prospecting you and I came with you at that angle versus just trying to recruit you and shove something down your throat, would you look at network marketing a little bit more from a professional standpoint? You would, wouldn't you? And so I want you to understand is you need to raise your belief, your vibration, and professionalism in this industry, because while everybody else is chasing the same squirrel, trying to get the same nut, we're going way outside chasing everybody else that can bring in many. All right. And we're going to teach you guys that along the way. Jeff's going to quarterback this entire thing. And I will probably chime in here and there just to add some things from outside. The three questions you said are in the recording. Yep, everything's in the recording. So other than that, guys, appreciate your time tonight. Jeff, thank you very much. All of you, thank you guys very much. Have a great night. I'll post this here within the next hour or so, and take care.